Ever did a sketch you found so bad that you feel like the worst artist? Well, that's this one. But we will bring this back. If there's one thing I've learned from my years of being a creative is that you have to trust the process. Hey, and what artwork is ever finished anyways? I don't even have to say it. But the main things I want to do is add more contrast. So I'll be doing that by darkening up the windows over here, maybe add a little texture in these blues and the grays just to give it a separation of space. Then around the windows, I really want to make these pop out, so I'll probably be using the Poscas to add some white. I think the building, I'm not too keen on how red these bricks are, so I'm gonna try something where I just glaze it over with the muted red. We'll see how that looks. And I think I want to add some rust to the electrical pole right here, just to give it a little bit of life. And then I'll do a little bit of touch-ups here or there to the sign, to the manhole. I'm not sure what to do with the sky, but I'll probably end up leaving that on its own. But yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go in with a lighter gray because I don't want to get it too dark for now. But I just want there to be more of a separation of space. Just some more texture. I'll let that dry a little bit and I'll go in with a little bit of darker one too, just to add a little bit of specks. And I'm careful to draw around the signs here because I want to make those pop also. When that dries a little bit, I'll go in with the Posca and add some more of that texture back. The building here is the tricky part. And I'm actually quite afraid of this because I don't know where it'll go, but I'm gonna glaze the whole thing. Get rid of these bricks a little bit and see what we're dealing with. That is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. But I do like how it muted the reds a little bit. Since we have a little bit of orange, let's see what happens if I go in with another orange. Okay. Just add this one sparingly. Not bad. It really muted out the reds a lot, which I like. Oh, and I forgot to do the chimney. The next thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of rust to this pole. It's not going to come in here because it'll be too dark. I'll add it up here. Points up there. Just some spots. Why not even add more rusty spots here? It's an old building. See if I can bring some of this back. The markers are still wet, so it's probably not gonna look good, but what I'll do is just add a little bit of a bush there. That gave it a little bit of life. There's one thing I actually completely forgot is that on this side of the building, there is a good amount of graffiti in the actual photo. So let's see if I can bring that back. I'll add some over here just to make it look a little bit better. And once that dries off a little bit too, I'll go in with the Posca and try to make that pop a little bit more. Actually, I'll go in with some blacks right now and see. See what it looks like. Yeah, and I'm still going with the whites. I really hope the markers had enough time to dry so we can see the whites. I just realized my head was covering everything I was doing. I'll come back to that too. This is looking so much better. I see how the Posca just disappears in there. Just because it's still wet from before with the glaze. Add a little texture to the manhole here. I really like how the window is looking. It's looking a lot darker, so I'm going to even add more contrast there. The Posca's really brought out the windowsill, but I will also go back in a little bit and make sure that it pops out even more. I found that the pen I used to make the original drawing, the fountain pen, doesn't really work well with the Poscas. It tends to absorb the acrylic, so I'll go in with the fine liner and add some more contrast back to these lines here. Make them pop out a little bit. First I'll do this power cable. Just the shadow lines. Also just want to complement what the Posca already did with the contrast here. It just makes it look a little nicer. Give a little weight to these power lines, especially the ones in the foreground. See what happens if I add some red underneath here. Give the impression of just a shadow. Try to dodge the graffiti. Don't want to make it look too muddy. And let's see if things have dried up enough that I can go in again with the Posca. I don't think I'll get these fully white. The blues will always show through, but it's not terrible. I kind of dig how this came out. One of my only regrets is that I didn't paint the bushes from the plants earlier. So now they're a little bit muddy and they blend in with the background a little bit. And it doesn't matter how much more greens I add. It really won't make a difference. Let me know your thoughts. I think I brought it back, but I'll let you be the judge. Here's the before and after. Adding more contrast is always the way to go. I know, it's been 4 videos and I've already typecast myself as the contrast guy, but it works. The new grays in the windows add extra depth so there's a greater sense of space. Glazing the building really muted the bricks that are not as stark, and layering the orange and the darker red brought it back to life. But I think the Poscas are the real MVP here. They separated the windows from the bricks and brought the glass back to life, especially around the door, which was dominated by blue. The planters on the bottom really bothered me, so I added some more detail off camera. I used a fine liner to outline the shrub and the whites to add a little bit of highlights. I know when I started the touch-ups, I was not confident that I would like the final at all, but I don't hate it anymore. Let me know your thoughts. Is it better? Is it worse? Did you miss the sketch video that this was based off of? That's gonna pop up now, along with the previous editions of After the Sketch. Give those a watch and share them with friends. Your support really helps me keep doing what I'm doing.